Hi, hello. This is going to be my explanation of the armor system in Wo Long. So, thank you for joining me, and thanks for sticking around. Dynasty. Alrighty, so first things first, I'm going to be using the iron sword as just the basic weapon. It doesn't seem to impact anything in regards to weight. Turns out I was wrong. Sorry about that. Weapons do impact your deflect and spirit. And you can see it here in each weapon under the spirit tab. It shows you how much spirit you gain on the attacks and how much you can lose from guarding and how much you can lose for deflecting. So the staff will give you less spirit for attacking but punish you less for missing deflects, whereas in the hammer will greatly give you more spirit but you can miss less deflects. The numbers you are seeing here are only based off of the saber sword, and those are just example numbers. So remember that these numbers are only for the saber, and it can vary depending on the weapon that you have, but the agility rank will still impact the total number of dodges you can make. Defense. We're going to be looking at the weight category here. The weight category shows you what type of armor it is, and there's only 3 tiers. So that's just going to be light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor. And then here you'll be seeing the weight class. It just shows you how heavy that specific piece of armor is, and it'll impact your defenses and resistances. And then under the defense, here it's going to show how much health points is lost when it's hit by an attack. So, you know, basic defense stat. More importantly, the physical resistance is a percentage that it defends from the enemy's physical attacks. So as we all know, percentages are always better than solid numbers. Spirit defense is basically your stamina, and if you lose all of it, you get flinched, which leaves you open for a few seconds to get hit pretty hard by the enemy. So spirit defense is like your stance, how resilient you are to getting flinched in regards to when you're getting wailed on, basically. And then resistances, these are just basic resistances. From my understanding, these are only applied to when you get hit by spells. And I don't think any enemy has physical resistances, at least not in the early parts of the game, or as far as I've gotten maybe through the first 3 big chapters. I don't think there's any elemental attacks that the enemies are hitting you with. I have been hit by like thunder, fire, but you'll see and you'll know it's thunder and fire that you're getting hit by. So if you know that a specific wizard or an enemy uses that element and you want to fight that enemy over and over, then I can see you putting more specific resistances on, but there's not one main resistance throughout a whole chapter from what I've noticed. And then here below are special effects. Each armor has 1 to 3 special effects. That's going to go hand in hand with the star rating. So this one, for example, it has 1 basic effect, and then it has 2 other special effects with the 2 star. The 3 stars have more, and so on and so forth. So this first build I'm not putting on anything specific. I'm just putting on light armored gear. And if you can see the bottom under the equipment weight, you'll see it changing. You'll see it going higher and higher, right? So currently my equipment rate is below 30%. So I am at a stamina rating of A, which means I can dodge these attacks more. So as you can see here, you'll see me dodging, and I can do it up to 7 times. So it's roughly 9 times that you can deflect with the equipment weight at an A ranking. And then as we put on heavier armor, we're going to go into you can see down there, we're going to go from A to B, which is from blue to green. So now we're a little heavier, but still kind of light. We can do it up to, I believe, 7 times. Yeah, so we can deflect 2 less times before our stance is fully maxed out. And again, if our stance is maxed out, or our spirit gauge is what it's called, if it's maxed out in the negative, like that, if we get hit and it breaks, we are now stunned or flinched for a good few seconds for the enemies to just beat on us, basically. This is the C rank, so we're yellow now with heavier armor. And that's another minus 2, so now we can only deflect 5 times, so we reach that threshold even faster. So just be mindful of your spirit gauge. If you go all the way left, you're going to get flinched and your stamina will break. Going to the right, you're building the gauge with regular attacks and deflecting. So if you deflect an attack, you're building the gauge to the right, which gives you more opportunity to use wizard spells, your martial arts skills, or the ability to deflect more. If you fail a deflect, you don't gain any spirit, but if you pass the deflect, you actually gain spirit. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? If you're just dodging, or if you're just deflecting to deflect, you're going to start losing spirit. But if you successfully deflect, you gain spirit, which helps you in using spells and your martial arts. So what will impact your spirit gauge negatively will be martial arts skills, which are the skills depending on the weapon you're using, the little special skills. The wizardry spells, any spells will use spirit. And the deflect, if you don't successfully deflect an attack, you will lose spirit for even attempting to do so. So always do it when you really know what you're going to deflect, because it does punish you if you're just spamming deflect. What will impact your spirit gauge positively is if you successfully connect attacks to the enemy, or you successfully deflect an attack. If you successfully deflect a critical attack, that will greatly increase your spirit gauge, which will then be able to be used for more deflecting spells and martial arts skills. So it's a lot of give and take. It does punish you for spamming deflect, and it does reward you for successfully connecting attacks and deflecting skills. So how can stats impact your spirit gauge and armor and everything? We're just going to go over spirit, defense, and gauge and all that. So wood virtue will increase your spirit defense, as you can see here. So that way when you get hit, you lose less spirit. So you go less negative orange spirit. Fire is going to increase the amount of spirit you gain from attacking. So you get more spirit when you attack. And you lose less spirit when you use your martial arts skills. It's a more aggressive skill stat. Earth virtue will increase how much you get for deflecting, how much spirit you gain for deflecting. And it will also increase your max weight limit. So then this way you can wear heavier armor and still have a high agility stat, so that way you can dodge or deflect more times. The Myrtle virtue increases your spirit sustainability, which means over time, if you're not fighting and you have positive spirit, it'll drain. This helps you keep that positive spirit for a longer duration, and it also makes the wizard spells cost less spirit. So you use less stamina, less mana. Spirit is stamina and mana. So you use less spirit with your wizard spells. So the water virtue, the only thing the water virtue is going to help you with here is the deflect drain cost. So if you find yourself missing deflect a lot of the times, the water virtue makes that less punishable and makes that a little easier for you in case you whiff. After learning and looking into all this stuff, I think it'd be beneficial to go into the special effects that each armor has. That's the most important thing, to see what stacks. And if you push X, you can see the special effects details. And this shows you all the special effects that are being taken into account, what's filtered by equipment, and even set bonuses, which right now I don't have any. And then from there, I think you need to find a good combination of light, medium, and heavy to make sure that your equipment weight is, you want to make sure that the equipment weight is keeping you within an agility speed of A through C, so you can at least dodge 9 to 5 times. If you're really good at dodging, go for A. You get more chances to do it. If you're bad at dodging, go for C, so at least you can tank a couple hits if you whiff a couple of dodges. You really have to play with the stats and the weight depending on your playstyle and how good you are at it. My initial plan for this guy was to go full defensive, but this game does not want you to get hit, and my plan was to survive hits. But since it doesn't want you to get hit, I think I might start putting a little bit more into the other stats. As you can see here, I was trying to go full tank, but it really wants me to deflect more. So if you're good at defending yourself, go for fire, go for earth, because here you get more for attacking and deflecting. If you're not good at it, go for virtue and go for water, because you get punished less for missing your deflects. And that's that. Thank you guys for joining me today. My name is Big Fist Gorilla. I do stream on Twitch Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 10 a.m. This is my very first tutorial video, I guess. So any feedback is greatly appreciated. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. And if you don't like what you see, dislike and comment. Let me know what I can do better. Thanks again, guys. I hope you have a good night or the rest of your day. In case I'd see you some other time, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Bye-bye.